nice of a guy as you could find.
Yeah.
What's the switch that gets flipped where you become not so nice?
I don't know. It's just something happens. It's just a different mindset once I step between these lines. And I've gotten told since high school that I'm two different people, so I keep it that way. And it's been helping me out since.
I read that you play like a guy with your hair on fire. How would you describe what we will see on Sundays when you're between these lines?
Yeah, I think exactly what you just said. And then bringing that family aspect to it, there's nothing I wouldn't do for these guys on the field. I'll sacrifice everything for the guys next to me, and I hope that shows.
Marist Liufau has turned many heads in training camp, especially against the Raiders in week 2 of the preseason. He's shown the aggression, athleticism, and IQ, all the reasons we drafted this athlete. Seeing Liufau gain a full understanding of Mike Zimmer's playbook and bond with his fellow linebackers, all by making plays on the field and imposing his will on the offense, has been impressive. He's making his presence known, and that's exactly the type of linebacker we look for. It'll be a grind given the plethora of linebackers who will see substantial playtime this year. However, if he keeps this up, I'm sure he'll soon see a lot of action on the field, possibly as early as this season and not just special teams. When breaking down Marist Liufau's solid performance against the Raiders in week 2, there's one thing we know about Mike Zimmer. He wants tough guys who have a knack for covering ground and being aware of what's going on pre-snap, and that's what Liufau did while he was out there against the Raiders. So on this play here, we get to examine Marist Liufau's tackling in space. You need a player who can diagnose quickly and be a short tackler. There will be times when offensive scheme players open, but Liufau was on top of it on this rep. So we'll go and spin it. So running this play here, you see Liufau, he's lurking to the left. And the better linebackers, you have to be able to read and diagnose plays and be physical, explosive, explosive, explosive. The thing is with Liufau, he's not afraid to get physical with anybody on offense. He's shown that all throughout training camp, and now it's translating over to the preseason. But going out there and proving that you can make an open field tackle in space is always good, especially in the eyes of Mike Zimmer. One thing I noticed about Liufau when I analyze him coming out of college is his knack for getting small and evading blockers. Sometimes you need to make those savvy moves to break free. And the better linebackers in the NFL find ways to make these type of plays. It was good to see that from him. So on this run play here, we'll see Liufau find a way to get slippery. This ability is crucial for the linebacker position, and Mike Zimmer schemed this upcoming season, getting away from would-be blockers and causing havoc. So we'll go ahead and run it. So zooming in on Liufau, just studying his movements and watching that right guard try to get to the second level, and Liufau gets slippery. It is so important to be able to get small when it comes down to that linebacker position, getting small and having the ability to close. And this is what you like to see when it comes down to Marist, Cowboys Nation. If he can do these type of plays like this, it is going to be hard for Mike Zimmer to keep this guy off the field. That's why I say that the preseason is very important. Training camp, mini camp, having a good understanding of the defense, what these offensive linemen are trying to do to him, and finding ways to get away and make plays. And sometimes with that linebacker position, if you can make a slick move quickly like that, that can be the biggest difference of the whole rep. Seeing Liufau having the ability to bend and stop that running back for a tackle for loss was great to see. Not only was he doing this in a preseason game, but he did this all throughout college when I evaluated him. Just watching him get slippery, the best linebackers find ways to translate this skill to the next level. And he does have the ability to be able to get after the quarterback if need be. It just depends on how Mike Zimmer is going to want to scheme him. But if you can be able to evade these offensive linemen, tackle for loss, or if it can end up being a sack, that's how you can be able to shift momentum. Liufau is one of those nice guys off the field, but when he's on the field, he's a complete savage. He doesn't shy away from contact, and you need your linebackers to fill holes and allow others to make tackles from time to time. This was a missed tackle by Willie Harvey, but you can see that Liufau's physicality was on full display. So it's going to be a run play on this rep, but just studying Liufau's behavior on this rep, it shows that we have built toughness at that linebacker position. So we're going to split it. So zooming in on Liufau, these guys are getting off the ball, and he clashes with that center. And the thing is, when you look at Willie Harvey, he got sucked into that block with that right guard, and he ended up missing that tackle. And with that linebacker position, sometimes you got to be that crash player where you're filling in a hole, and it allows other linebackers to go out there and make plays. but it's good because I like to see the physicality from Liufau. Some linebackers don't even like to thump like that, but I have seen that in training camp with him as well. And usually when you do things like that, it allows these other players to go out there and get busy. And it's refreshing to see bigger linebackers playing for the Dallas Cowboys this year, because last year we had so many small linebackers that was getting washed out of plays. But when I see these type of reps here, it tells me that these guys weigh more, they're more physical, and it can open up opportunities for the other 10 guys on the field. Here's another rep here of him thumping that offensive lineman. And you got to bring receipts when it comes down to film. Sometimes when you do get physical like that, it can get you in some trouble if other linebackers aren't around. So making sure you're paying attention is key, but I definitely like his physicality. With guys like DeMarvion Overshown and Eric Kendricks, all of these guys are physical, athletic linebackers. And now that we got the news that we got guys like Linval Joseph and Jordan Phillips, that's going to allow these linebackers to go out there and scrape, roam sideline to sideline, and make a difference. Here's a rep showcasing his speed to close on quarterbacks, moving outside the pocket. When you apply pressure on these quarterbacks, they sometimes make mistakes. Seeing Liufau's awareness and athleticism as he attacked his quarterback, forcing a bad throw, was impressive. So running this play here, you see that Liufau spine on the quarterback. He got his hand sticking out. You can tell that this guy's ready to take off. And that quarterback, he ran outside the pocket, and Liufau was on the attack. And the thing is, usually whenever you can put pressures like that, when you're going up against all those teams in the division, especially players like Daniel Jones, he tends to roam outside the pocket and make mistakes. And Micah Parsons has made that guy pay a lot of times. So when you have defensive linemen and linebackers that can be able to close like this, forcing this quarterback into a bad throw, this makes things better for the entire defense. And not only showing that he has the ability to close in the game, but you've seen that he was doing it in training camp on the attack against Dak Prescott. Seeing that closing speed from him, I'm so glad that he didn't put his hands on Dak, but you could tell that this guy exploded to the backfield. And this is a rookie that wasn't a first or second round pick that's playing like this. And one thing about me, sometimes with that linebacker position, you can just tell that guy's got swagger. You got that long hair, you got the tattoos, just like Eric Kendricks, the better scouts in the NFL, you go get these guys. Here's a quick play here that ended up being a pass play. The tight end ran a stick route, and that running back, he darted to the left side. With Liufau, he shot in coverage, saw that the tight end caught the stick route, and closed in and finished that tackle with Willie Harvey. But the good thing about this type of play here, you have to be able to play to the whistle. You want to make sure that you can lay a body on the opposition, because at any given point, these guys can give the ball up. So we're going to run it. So watching Liufau, he's darting out in coverage. Next thing you know, that quarterback, he hits that guy on a stick route. And Willie Harvey went out there and made that tackle. But if you see Liufau, he is lurking on that tight end, and he goes out there and gives this guy a nice hit. And the same thing throughout college, he always played to the whistle, finding any kind of way to go out there to try to be a difference maker. And you got to have these linebackers that can go out there and lurk on these offensive players. You got to have that will and that grit, because these are the type of details that can separate you from a lot of linebackers in this league. So in this final rep here, we see another solid hit by Liufau, connecting with the tight end and making his presence known. He didn't play the whole game, but seeing him perform like this in about a quarter and a half was awesome. We might have found something special in his linebacker. So we're going to run it. So the center's hiking the ball, and looking at my guy Liufau, he's pointing his hand to the right side, shuffling to the right. Next thing you know, he sees that the tight end is catching a slant. And the thing is, you got to be able to be on point at that linebacker position, going out there and giving that tight end a nice shot. This guy went out there and had a heck of a game, and I am super excited to see how it pans out with this player. With Eric Kendricks, DeMarvion Overshown, Damone Clark, there is huge opportunities for a lot of these linebackers, and I think that these guys are going to step up. So it's going to be good to see how it plays out with this linebacker position. Bringing in guys like Linval Joseph as well as Jordan Phillips, it's going to change so much as far as the front seven, as well as guys like Carl Lawson playing that defensive end position. We need stout linebackers to come in here to run that double A gap scheme, opening up things for Micah Parsons. This defense could definitely be top 5 in the NFL. But utilizing guys like Marist Liufau, the way that he can be able to roam sideline to sideline, he has the ability to cover, he can be physical, as well as being able to get to the quarterback. So Mike Zimmer does have some pieces that he can be able to dial up as far as all of these players, and there are no excuses. But with Marist Liufau, all he's going to have to do is just get better each and every day. And I think that this guy can go out there and make a difference this season. So comment below and let me know what you guys think about Marist Liufau, and do you think that he'll be able to get into the rotation? So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because the way the YouTube algorithm works, if you don't hit it, you'll miss on fire live streams and the best Cowboys film sessions on YouTube. All right, Cowboys Nation. Talk to y'all soon. Gone.